Two Saturday showdowns before the sun sets on Athletes Unlimited. Team Colson needs Ali Mastriani to strike again in a head-to-head matchup with Katie Glynn at her stingy best for Team Apuzzo. Later on, Britt Reed will captain her squad while putting a stop to Charlotte North, the hard-charging top threat for Team Marino. Go ahead, take a bow with Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse on ESPN. You're watching Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse on ESPN, presented by Air National Guard. Step right up to USA Lacrosse headquarters in Sparks, Maryland. Week 2 play continues as captains collide when Team Colson squares off with Team Apuzzo. Folks, we have the best of the best with us in Athletes Unlimited. 56 players, all in contention for the individual championship title. Rosters changing weekly, leaderboard points exciting and unique, all played out over a busy weekend schedule. It is great to have you on board with us, along with Courtney Martinez-Connor, a 5-time national champion of Maryland. I'm Joe Beninati. Court, during the 1-hour weather delay, you had a chance to handicap this game, and you found one strength against strength.
Lizzie Colson selected her team with heavy red, white, and blue ties. 3 of the 4 defenders are gold medalists from last year's Team USA World Championship team. On the flip side of the ball, you have Sam Apuzzo, who she selected, world champions, national champions. It's going to be a battle all night.
If you haven't seen Sam Apuzzo play professionally, you are in for a real treat. She influences the game very much at the offensive end.
It's no surprise that just about everyone touts Sam as the next Athletes Unlimited champion. She has the ability to turn the game around for her team at a moment's notice. Sam Apuzzo is playing her absolute best in intense moments, high-stakes situations. She said she thrives in competition. This was reflected in her game last night, where she scored 2 goals, 4 assists, 3 draw controls.
The captains they draft every Monday, and Sam chose wisely with Katie Glynn.
Katie Glynn, she's cool as a cucumber, and by that I mean she's calm on the field. I attribute that to her routine of visualization. She told me it's all about being resilient, looking for the next save. Expect her patience in goal.
On the other side of the coin, Lizzie Colson very much in the race for the title, thanks to her brilliance on defense.
Lizzie's a tenacious defender. That's one of her best attributes on the field. Incredibly aggressive. It's that style that she displays that allows her to have cause turnovers, draw controls. You have to be fearless on the field to get them. A strong sense of field awareness to make those hustle plays.
She's always on the move. When Team Colson needs a shot in the arm offensively, they can rely on Ali Mastriani.
Ali had one of her best games of the season after a dominating performance at both ends of the field, where she scored 3 draw controls, 1 caused turnover, as well as other statistically on the field. But I look at her being stellar at both sides of the field because she is a true two-way midfielder.
Great all-around game. Maria Tribalpiece connected on the sidelines. She was in contact with the players during the weather delay.
Players were having so much fun during that weather delay, Joe. There was music blasting from the locker rooms. Some of them were watching AU softball. There were games going on. It was just a lot of excitement. Nicole Levy told me that it's a great time during the weather delays for them to connect, because they can catch up on what they were doing this week and the weekend and just have a lot of fun with friends before they play some lacrosse.
Maria, it's still going to be a while before they play some lacrosse. Again, there was a 1-hour weather delay. Skies opened up about 45 minutes before the originally scheduled 5 p.m. start time. So the players have been sitting idly by. They're out there continuing their warm-ups. We will continue to get you set for this evening's action from USA Lacrosse headquarters in Sparks, getting you back to set the table for more between Team Colson and Team Apuzzo. The stare of Captain Sam Apuzzo. She'll be in action in real life in just a few moments. Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse this evening, presented by Air National Guard. Joe Beninati, Courtney Martinez, Connor Maria, Tribal Peace with you as we're getting set for Team Colson and Team Apuzzo. It's game number 9 of 24 that will happen this season in Season 3. Up to the minute, we are keeping our eyes on the leaderboard. Here is the top 5 heading into play this Saturday night.
As you look, we've already seen some changes in terms of who's ranked in the top 4. We don't see any blue or purple in there. Abby Bosco, Katie Glynn have stepped into that. Not surprised, because they are both on Team Marino and Team Apuzzo wearing the gold and orange. Both of those teams had wins on Thursday night.
Courtney, there are a lot of folks who are just getting used to Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. It's a very unique scoring system. We can tell you this is how the players will add up their individual stat points.
What I love about this is every single position is represented. When you score a goal, you earn 12. A 2-point goal, 16. These players have the range to do that. But on the flip side of the ball, defensively, you can cause a turnover, and that's worth more than a goal. Goalkeepers making saves, it's +5 this year. Past years, it was +6. Some changes had been made after players met from season to season. Adjustments are on the field, but then look at all these negatives. Anything you do that is a disruption on the field, you get negative points for that as well.
We'll talk about winning as a team, quarter to quarter and overall game. We'll talk about MVP points with you as well. These will all add up over the next couple of hours or so for Lizzie Colson and Sam Apuzzo, captains who are clashing in this game tonight. Colson is coming off of a performance that was otherworldly, those 4 caused turnovers rocketing her up the leaderboard.
You know, as we had mentioned, caused turnovers, they are worth a lot. +14 and ×4. I'm not even going to do the math for you, but that's a lot of points. It seemed like she had a lot more on the field. She was coming up with ground balls as well, creating offense for her team. I know it didn't necessarily translate into a win for them, but they were stellar on the defensive end.
All right, we are just about set to go. We need a 60-second timeout. We'll have the opening draw for you in just a few moments. From Sparks, Maryland, it's Team Colson and Team Apuzzo on ESPN. After what will go in the books as a 70-minute weather delay, fans are ready for Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse this Saturday night. As we head to the field, we could check in with Lizzie Colson. Lizzie, what's the biggest challenge in front of you and your teammates tonight?
I think the biggest challenge for us is just, building off that momentum we had on Thursday and just finishing those opportunities that we were so close to finishing Thursday. I think we all feel really good. We got a good practice in this morning, so we're ready to have some fun.
Lizzie, coming out of the rain delay, what can we expect from your team? What were you guys doing in the locker room?
We're making some TikToks, dancing a little bit, having a lot of fun, just enjoying each other's company and the opportunity to play tonight.
Lizzie, get focused now. Thanks very much for joining us. We'll be checking in with you from time to time tonight.
Thank you.
We love bringing the action to you from the field, visually, audibly. The players give us such great access to the game action. Lizzie will be with us throughout. As we get set for game number 9 of 24, the officials are Ronnie Anton, Patty Clutcher-Porter, Devin Holcomb, and Kim Kramer.
Let's go!
Mastriani and Apuzzo meeting for the opening draw. We're off and running in this one. After a weather delay in the Mid-Atlantic region, we're in Sparks, Maryland, just about 20 minutes north of Baltimore. These teams, rosters of 14, they play 10 against 10. 6-on-6 at the offensive end. There's a 60-second shot clock in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. You see the 8-meter arc. Score from behind that arc with a couple of feet planted. You'll get 2 points for your team, 16 for yourself. Geyer's back looking for Fortunato in the first save of the game. Right on cue, 5 points for starting netminder Kaylee Waters, who's entering play tonight, poured off of her best game of the season back on Thursday.
You know, I said she's back. Actually, I wrote it with a lot of exclamation points because she has struggled early on in that first week of play, and it was a stellar performance for her on Thursday. We just already saw her come out of the cage. I think that's when she's playing her best lacrosse, being super athletic both in and outside of that goal circle.
Marie McCool has the handle for Team Colson in the purple. Nicole Levy wandering outside that 8-meter arc, back for McCool. With respect to the netminding matchup, these are the pioneers. These players go back to the inaugural season of Athletes Unlimited. As you check out the overall leaderboard, we'll be drawing your attention to that throughout. McCone inside. Levy once more. Shot clock down to 8. Mastriani fires, and there's Katie Glynn with a denial. For every goal he saved, 5 points on the leaderboard total for the netminders. Rookie defender Katie Detweiler to clear for Team Apuzzo in the orange. As we look for the first strike in this game, approaching the 2-minute mark of the opening quarter.
You know, oftentimes after a rain delay, you can be a little bit antsy at both ends of the field, maybe taking a shot sooner than what's needed. You want to feel out any mismatches potentially on the field.
Dempsey Arsenal going to the goal. She scores.
Number 18 in orange, Dempsey Arsenal, liked what she saw in front of her. We saw our defensive player standing a little bit off to the side. She seems so unassuming when she's dodging. She's very relaxed. As we take another look at this, not a tremendous amount of speed, but just a very well-placed shot. She took her defensive player on. She's protecting her stick. It's exactly what you want to do. Put your body between the defender and your stick. And Dempsey Arsenal scoring the first one of the night.
Dempsey's a fabulous athlete. She played high school ice hockey, field hockey, lacrosse. She really didn't start playing the game of lacrosse until she was age 10. Grew up on a prep school campus, did Dempsey. She's living nowadays in San Diego, loving the beautiful weather out there and the time on the beach. For tonight, she's on the field at USA Lacrosse headquarters, and she's given Team Apuzzo in orange the 1-0 advantage as you see the defense shape up in front of Katie Glynn from our end zone camera. Lindsay McComb waiting for subs to come on. That's the rookie Sam Fiedler, who played collegiately at Loyola, Maryland, not far from where we are. Andy Aldave is parked back behind the goal. Aldave with goals in her last 3 outings. Levy, another third-year pro in Athletes Unlimited. McCone, shaded there by Arsenal. McCool from the wing. We'll see her attack from different positions throughout the night. Fiedler keeping the ball hot. Shot clock down to 13. The fake of the jump shot there from Levy, floats it cross, stepping and fires to score! Marie McCool.
We just saw a lot of patience from Team Colson. Even though the shot clock was winding down, they didn't seem to rush anything too quickly. Nicole Levy was the one with the vision. She had a big pass all the way across the field to McCool. Her stick was up, she was showing for that ball. Again, getting the defense shifting, waiting for that perfect time for a big-time pass, and Marie McCool with the benefit as she ties things up. Colson and Apuzzo.
McCool, who had goals in all 3 of her games in week 1 of Athletes Unlimited. This is week 2 of a 4-game season. The culmination on August 13th, crowning a single champion. Sam Apuzzo, thought by many to be the preseason favorite, looking for draw control against McCone, and it comes up for Team Colson in the purple. Lizzie, the captain, going to the cage quickly. Rip shot, score! Wasting no time was Levy.
We talked about how the captain in purple has the ability to push the offense. And initially, it was Apuzzo coming up with the draw control in orange, but Lizzie Colson doing what she does best, causing a turnover, pushing the fast break. She saw Nicole Levy, who's changed her positioning in this game. She has a rocket power shot. And again, now they have taken the first lead of the game.
2 tallies for Team Colson, 13 seconds apart. McCool and Levy, and then back inside the draw circle we go. Heading into play this night, Team Colson an 0-1 mark. Team Apuzzo 1-0. Team Apuzzo getting the better of Team Reed in a nail-biter 8-7 back on Thursday. Team Colson fell to Team Marino 9-5. Taylor Marino, the defending Athletes Unlimited champ, will play in the nightcap tonight on ESPN2. This is Grace Griffin, 12 in the orange. First ever 3-time captain at the University of Maryland back in her amateur days. As we near the 4-minute mark of the opening quarter, Geyer's back, strong left-handed release, rattles that one around the post and out. The long rebound, fresh 60-second shot clock for Fortunato and Apuzzo. Apuzzo against Colson, that's an all-world matchup there. Captain, my captain. Fortunato, who is a stretch shooter, she has 2-point range. Finds Apuzzo again, 2-person game. Amanda Johansson, speaking of players who can shoot it from deep, second all-time in Athletes Unlimited in terms of 2-point goals. Only Charlotte North with more. Griffin turns and fires. Beautiful location to the top corner.
We had talked about the offense that Sam Apuzzo put together. She, Dempsey Arsenal, teammates from BC, now teammates in Athletes Unlimited, but it's Grace Griffin. Inside, her cutting, her ability to turn on a dime, that's what gave her stick the time, the room, the position to shoot. Again, very difficult to make that save when attackers inside are changing their level. As she spun around, I like the fact that she moved her stick, not just shooting on the same plane.
Grace Griffin, a member of the 2019 NCAA champion Terrapins from College Park, not far from where we are in Sparks, Maryland. Off the draw, the officials going to award possession to Team Colson in purple in this 2-2 battle. Folks, just a reminder, there are 20 points on the line for the team that wins the quarter. Each quarter is worth 20. If we're deadlocked after 10 minutes, those 20 will carry over. Levy run to the ditch there by Griffin. Aldave has Simpkins hung up. Aldave will twist it back for Kylie Ohlmiller. Crafty attacker for Team Colson. Fakes the flip there. Ohlmiller still has it. Sneaking out on Griffin. Goes behind the back. Beautiful. Stuff attempt. Score! Highlight reel stuff from Ohlmiller and Levy.
The key to this last offensive segment was ball movement. Team Colson sharing the rock, getting everyone involved, and that is oh so important.
Nicole Levy has a pair of tallies. This one sent it up splendidly over the shoulder. No look from Ohlmiller. Levy does the rest. Team Colson out front. Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse on ESPN is sponsored by Air National Guard and by Aspiration, a global leader in financing climate impact. The breeze is picking up after a 70-minute weather delay. It's a 3-2 advantage for Team Colson. Folks, there's more PLL action coming your way tomorrow. Water Dogs and Archers, 3 Eastern on ABC and ESPN+. followed by the Whip Snakes and Chaos. That one only available on ESPN+. The games are originating from Ford Center in Frisco, Texas. Nicole Levy off to a flying start, and during our media day action, Nicole told us when she's at her best. Fortunato, nice pass. Levy over the shoulder. She scores. Some trickery from Nicole Levy.
I like to score goals. I like to entertain people. I like to have fun. I like to be creative. For me, it's been about two things that has gotten me to where I am, and I truly believe it's my lax IQ, my understanding of the game, and then also just stick work and creativity and confidence with the ball on my stick.
Nicole Levy, a chess master out there on a lacrosse field, as we share time with Maria Trivalpiece, who has more on Nicole.
Nicole Levy has an interesting game day ritual, Joe. She carries a light switch with her in her pocket. When she gets to the bench before the game, she takes that physical light switch and switches it off. It's to signify that she's locked in, and she must have used it today because she already has 2 goals in this game.
Playing very well in the game's first 5+ minutes and helping to pace Team Colson to a 3-2 advantage more than halfway home in the opening quarter.
You know, one of the marked differences between this game and on Thursday is seeing her not just playing behind the goal cage, she's changing her position more. She's obviously putting herself in a position to score as opposed to just pass that ball.
She had 2 goals and an assist against Team Reed in week 1. She already has that total today. She's factored in all 3 strikes for the team in purple. Johansson's outside the arc waiting for Apuzzo and Griffin to glide in. 6-on-6 at this end of the field. Apuzzo, the all-time leading scorer, points-wise, goals and assists-wise in Athletes Unlimited 3-season history. Johansson downhill against McComb. Johansson lets it go, fought off there by Waters. Waters sprinting from the goal crease again. She's been very active in the first 6 minutes. She's going to have to sprint back to the cage now with Team Apuzzo in control, but the pass gets away. It's a turnover back to Team Colson.
A little too overzealous, Team Apuzzo. They saw that Kaylee Waters was out of the goal again. I talked about how she likes to come out, be athletic on the field. She is not afraid. We saw her take a hit on that last one as she was sprinting back in, but oftentimes your eye is on the prize a little bit too much. Pass had a little bit too much juice on it.
This is McCool, who's already put her name on the score sheet tonight. Sweeping across the top on the flip to Ohlmiller. Ohlmiller buzzing between defenders, sent that one high. Kylie winds up down on the deck. In lacrosse on a shot, closest to the ball where and when, gets possession. Levy determined, rattles it around the cage. And the officials say it's a good goal, and Nicole's 3rd of the first quarter.
Creativity by Nicole Levy. You see her eyes are up, she's looking to feed. Potentially that's a 2-pointer. If her feet were behind the goal line extended, let's take a peek. And it looks like they were. And as soon as that ball is out of her stick, she is allowed to land on that other side. And Nicole Levy with a big 2-pointer. It looks like on the field they may have called it a 1-point goal, but they're going to review it at this point. And from what we just saw, it's a 2-pointer through and through.
Table official Lynn Bowers, her referee, her official's number is 5. She's the person in charge of the video reviews and challenges, as she'll get the tablet to take a peek at whether or not Levy was below goal line extended there. A new rule, a rule put in after Kenzie Kent scored a goal like that in last season's action, a game in which Kenzie scored 5 times, the most acrobatic and dramatic of which was that kind of play, which prompted this new rule. The officials checking things out. Nicole Levy's 3rd of the night. Is it worth 1 or 2?
As we see that right foot, one more peek at this. Her right foot is down, the left is trailing. It's well behind the line. It's a matter of, is the ball out of her stick before she lands above the goal line extended? And this was that dramatic form that I expected a 2-point goal to happen in. We saw it happen very first one. Charlotte North, and she landed on her feet. But I envisioned it more like this, where they were gonna have to dive to make it happen. But Charlotte wrapped her stick around, really extending her arms. This is a bit more dramatic and fun to see.
Both teams all eyes and ears awaiting the official call, whether or not the Levy goal is worth 1 or 2. It comes with 3 minutes and 26 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Dempsey Arsenault and Grace Griffin on the board for Team Apuzzo in the orange. Nicole Levy has taken matters into her own hands in the first 10 minutes of play this Saturday night. She's factored in on all 4 of the goals. And you can see Lynn Bowers is saying this one's worth 2.
I think I need that switch up here before we have a game. What do you think? If I just
the light switch that Maria Trivalpiece was talking about?
Yeah. I mean, I'm loving it.
It's working for sure for Nicole Levy, and it advances Team Colson's lead to 5-2 in the chase for those 20 points per quarter.
You know, and it's one of those fun, keep it loose while still learning that you got to be intense, because Nicole says she likes to have fun first and foremost. Have fun with the ball on her stick, be creative.
Apuzzo gets possession for her squad in orange. She bounced that one free for Dempsey Arsenault. 2 points for Arsenault on the draw control. With respect to stat points on the leaderboard, you'll be seeing that leaderboard in flux throughout the game tonight. 3 and change to go in the opening quarter. Geyer's back on the move. Sharing the ball with Fortunato, picked up by all-world defender Meg Dowdy. Apuzzo driving in against Colson. Gets a step, gets underneath, rattles this one around, and it's stopped by Waters. Kaylee had just enough to keep Apuzzo off the board.
And it was incredibly smart. Sometimes when you're a goalkeeper and you're looking for the ball, you can knock it in. But it was as if her defensive players told her it's right at your feet. She knew not to move around too much. She sighted it, was able to pick it up. Joe, you were a goalie. You know how that big helmet can kind of keep you from seeing everything in the perimeter area.
It becomes hard not to panic in those situations, but Kaylee kept cool. Ohlmiller setting up the offense for Team Colson in the purple. Whistle. Kylie maneuvering outside the 8-meter. Katie Glynn shaping things up in the nets for her squad. Off this restart from the bad angle. Levy does track that one down with 13 seconds on the shot clock. Working in against the hard-nosed customer on defense, Courtney Taylor. This is a drive from McCool, kicked out by Glynn. Big rebound, leaping in the air. Johansson kept it alive for Team Apuzzo with 1:45 to go in the frame. 20 points available for the team that wins this quarter. You have 20 seconds to clear the midline in Athletes Unlimited. No worries there for Team Apuzzo.
Some other things that we're seeing, both of these teams realizing to save legs, especially on day 2, running some offensive and defensive midfielders as opposed to just only two-way middies, or how you can save your legs, get more players involved.
Play the game 10 on 10, Courtney. There are just 14 players on each roster. Apuzzo thinking about 2, knocked aside by Waters. Just over a minute remaining in the first. Possession for Team Apuzzo. Sammy Jo Tracy. Crafty attacker will bring it in. Force feed inside Fortunato. Off the roll dodge, that pass. Claimed by Apuzzo. She scores!
Sam Apuzzo, her stick work is uncanny. She has the ability to wrangle in any ball that is in and around her. And when she is near that goal circle, you know her eyes are on the prize. We see her bobble it a little bit, but then she was relaxed, faking getting around that defensive stick, swinging, and just placing the ball. It's not about the power at that point. You're in tight. You just need to see the net behind her. Kaylee Waters obviously off the line. Both she and the defensive players were looking potentially for that interception, but incredibly smart.
Young lacrosse players in the stands loving what they're seeing so far. 5-3 now for Team Colson. Folks, for every assist during this year's Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse season, Aspiration is committed to planting 10 trees. Stay tuned throughout the season, see how many trees will be planted, thanks to Aspiration's support. Along with Courtney Martinez-Connor and Maria Tribalpiece, I'm Joe Beninati, thanking all the men and women in our technical crew for all their efforts today. This game that was delayed some 70 minutes due to inclement weather in the area. Now working into the final minute of the opening quarter with Detweiler on the run. Looking for Arsenault, who has room, but the pass didn't connect. Emma Trenchard answering back for Team Colson in purple. Marie McCool checking the scoreboard. Things have been running through 28 in the purple. Nicole Levy for most of this opening quarter. She already has 3 goals and an assist, including a 2-point tally. McCone with 10 seconds left. TT Nazlansky, the rookie from Rutgers, brings it back across into a double team. Down to 3 seconds. Force feed inside, gets away from Aldave, and we are done with 1 here at USA Lacrosse headquarters. Without a doubt, the star of the opening quarter is Nicole Levy. After Marie McCool got on the board for Team Colson, Levy takes over and makes it a 5-3 advantage after 10. Should be a real good one with a Sunday night baseball matchup. The series finale between the Yankees and AL East leading Orioles taking place just down the road, not far from here at Camden Yards. 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific on ESPN, ESPN Deportes, and ESPN Radio, with coverage beginning at 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific, with baseball tonight, Sunday night countdown. After 10 minutes here in Sparks, Maryland, Lizzie Colson's team has won 20 points for winning the scoring in the first quarter by a 5-3 margin. Players give us great access in Athletes Unlimited. It's time for us to go into the game with Lizzie Colson.
Wait, what? Why is this not like, I feel like this should just like come to me when I make this motion. Like I should just know it. Like, I don't know. I feel like there was a side thing. Yeah. I'm like, something like that. I'm like, there's something like, you throw it back. Yeah, it's not the cat. Wait, he was having me on that 2-step. Let's go. So good. Here we go.
Into the game with Lizzie Colson, presented by Air National Guard. Lizzie is with us before we start the second quarter. Lizzie, from your perspective, the 5-3 advantage, what happened in that first?
Obviously, Nicole Levy's having a game. She came ready to play. I think defensively we look really good. A couple unlucky things out there, but we're playing loose and we're having fun. I think it's showing.
Lizzie, when we talked with you on Media Day about being a potential captain, you said it's cool when you guys get to mesh and play well together. What's working for you?
Yeah, I think, like I said, just playing loose. We had a good walkthrough today, broke down some offensive concepts, and I think we're just working really well together on the defensive end.
Lizzie, you're a star athlete on the field. We're going to make you a star announcer right now. We're going to ride along with you, okay? So be verbal, be communicative, and remember, you're on live TV. We're running with you live.
All right. Might fall in my ear. I'm with the inside, Linz. I'm on the ends, Linz. I'm in. You're Lindsay, that's you. You're up, you're up, you're up. Me. Right here, stay on it. Linz. Oh my God. Good job, guys.
She wasn't too much of a mess. We're still with you, Lizzie. We're still with you.
Yes. That's it. 30. Lynch, 30. You're alone. Oh, good try. 15. 15. 10. On the clock, 10. Let it rip out! Yeah. That's it.
So close. A chance for Ali Mastriani. She rattled that one. There is a card coming up.
That's it. Way to go hard.
Courtney, we can tell from listening in with Lizzie Colson, there's a lot of energy expended and a lot of verbalization. She was doing a great job of letting her team know how much time was left in the shot clock. Lizzie, I know you're back in with us. That was quite an effort there. What's the key to doing as well as you do around the draw circle? You're always near the ball.
Yeah, I think it's just a lot of grit and a lot of fight. Just really, I mean, it sounds basic, but seeing the ball, tracking it, and then just fighting all the way through until the end of the play, especially in this league. You never really know what's gonna fall, so just playing all the way through those draws.
Check it. She's going for two. Here we go. You're alive.
Go for it.
Free position shot for Ali Mastriani behind the arc. She may crank this one up for two. Playing a little one-on-one game with Katie Glynn. Speeds down the lane and it's deflected high. Good defensive help there from Johansson. Lizzie, we appreciate your time. Hang in there defensively. Watch your offense go to work. It's Oldmiller back behind the cage. Levy on the sneak here. Dip and dunk. She scores. Levy having a fantastic night.
What is she doing? Dude, she needs a 45-minute warm-up every day. Let's go, guys, yes. What are you guys shooting bugs?
Nicole Levy, aware of her surroundings, she talks about playing on offense. It's just a matter of having high IQ, being creative and smart on the field. You saw her almost want to slow down for a second, find the open player. That's generally what you want to do when you're a player up. But then she realized defense hadn't shifted over to her. So she took that lane, that 1v none right to goal. Nicole Levy, this is her third of the day, but 4 points in terms of goals.
4 goals, Court. She had 3 in the first quarter alone. She had
and
3.
One was
plus
at 2
one,
points.
yes,
That's
plus
right.
1 now is the 4th goal for her. This is a monster performance. The 2-point goal is worth 16 points. The other individual tallies are worth 12 apiece, and Colson is racing to the cage again, sending a shot of her own wide of the goal. In the first couple of minutes of the second quarter, Team Colson in purple doubling up Team Apuzzo. Off the end line, Courtney Taylor. Spent her graduate student year at Boston College. Outstanding when it comes to cause turnovers in her own right. As Team Apuzzo weathers into a 6-on-6, trying to balance up the explosion from Nicole Levy in this first half of play. Levy tallied 21 times back in the inaugural season of Athletes Unlimited. She had a 12-game goal-scoring streak in that season that was then 15 games long. We play 12 now, a total of 24 all the way around. Each athlete gets 12 on their card. Apuzzo feeds, Geyer's back, hits the crossbar. A BB from the outside. Ball down, 2 points available for the ground ball. Trenchard in a tussle there with Arsenault. And it is Captain Apuzzo who comes away and gets her squad a fresh 60-second shot clock.
You know, that was quite the battle for a ground ball. 2 points won when you get the ground ball for your team. But you saw players talking about kicking it out to a certain spot. Sometimes it can be really hard to pick up at your feet. Giving a little kick, having space to run onto it is the way to go.
Johansson getting loose. That shot didn't get through cleanly to Waters, who once again is actively out of her cage. The sidewinder bounce pass to Colson, and an easy clear now for McCool. Play it on to Mastriani. That pass is too tall for Aldave. A turnover against Ali, and I thought Mastriani was moving at her best back on Thursday. She's been dealing with a minor injury.
Well, you can see that her leg is wrapped and the gait a little bit different in past days. You know, I think when you play 3 games in a 4-day span, just there's going to be natural bumps and bruises. Your body just having a little bit more wear and tear than what you would if you had multiple days of rest. And again, that's why they're looking to run a little bit more offensive and defensive middies. But Allie's so good at both sides, it's hard to pick.
Apuzzo passed it inside. Griffin had that one. Oh, strike the head of a player in front of Waters. A dangerous situation. Meg Dowdy bouncing back up to her knees. This will be a red card and an ejection of Grace Griffin. Dowdy, good news, under her own power, making her way to the sideline. Athletic trainers with Athletes Unlimited, all provided by MedStar Health. Grace Griffin knows that her work is done after this.
So we're taking another look at this. The defensive crash, again, there's no shooting space or 3 seconds in Athletes Unlimited. So just being very aware of your surroundings when taking a shot, taking that extra second, so very important.
Dowdy getting a drink on the sideline, apparently unfazed after all of that. As a result, Team Colson plays a player up now, and Griffin is dismissed from the game, so Team Apuzzo will be 1 player short for the balance of the contest. We saw Haley Radigan, injured attacker, fresh from the NCAA champion Northwestern Wildcats, dismissed from a game with a red card back in week 1.
And yet her team was still able to come up with the win, somehow digging deep despite not having as many fresh legs on the field.
Player up, 6-on-5 for Colson in purple. Sun peeking through the clouds. A day and a game that was delayed some 70 minutes due to bad weather. Ohlmiller spying the defense, looking for a passing lane, skips it through to McComb. McCool to the interior. Aldave bowled that one wide late in the shot clock. Nicole Levy will allow Team Apuzzo in orange to take over possession with 4:40 separating us from first half intermission activities.
Joe, and I think decisions like that, rather than taking a rushed, force it in, you're going to have a turnover potentially on your hands, as well as give up an easy save for the goalkeeper. It's just easier to take that -2 for the entire team due to the shot clock violation. I kind of like that better rather than those quick forced moments.
No set teams. Fans follow their favorite players. There's a weekly draft. The captains making their selections on Mondays. Captain Sam Apuzzo, knowing that her team is still shorthanded, in no hurry to get into the offensive flow. We've played 6 minutes of the 10 in quarter 2. Levy has the only point on the board in this quarter, those 20 points available for winning the frame. As Team Colson did in the first by a 5-3 count. Geyer's back, maneuvers in, gets past two defenders, had her shot deflected, and it bounced in. A crazy change of pace and direction fools waters.
Sam Geyer's back, dodging not just one defender, but two, powering her way through the offense as Team Apuzzo looking to get themselves back into this game.
Follow the bouncing ball.
Flexible in that, you have to be accommodating of that, and then everyone wants to win, so it's competitive.
Folks, our next ESPN WNBA game tomorrow afternoon, East Coast, West Coast matchup. Brianna Stewart and the Liberty against Nneka Ogwumike and the Sparks. 4 Eastern, 1 Pacific. Coverage tipping with WNBA Countdown at 3:30 Eastern and 12:30 Pacific. Here in Sparks, Maryland, enjoying a high-scoring opening half. Team Colson has the 6-4 advantage over Team Apuzzo. Team Colson's defense, Courtney, star-studded. They have been keeping Team Apuzzo to just 4 points in this opening half. There is a challenge of the Geyer's back goal. Remember, that shot appeared to strike Marie McCool and then make its awkward tumble past Waters as the officials are in a review led by table official Lynn Bowers.
So here's Sam Geyer's back, dodging her initial defensive player, Katrina Geiger. And then another player, Lindsay McCone, the sliding Marie McCool. And that's where it hits off of her and goes into goal. So this is where they're gonna look. Is it her stick? Is it her body? What part of Marie McCool right here to the left does it hit? And it looks like it strikes her arm. As we're rewinding back, as soon as it releases from Sam Geyer's back stick in orange, let's take a look.
This is just moments after Grace Griffin has been ejected for a red card. A shot that struck Meg Dowdy up high near the goggles. Geyer's back is wondering if she will face a similar fate. All of this with 3:39 to go in the first half of play. Lindsay McCone, chairman of the Player Executive Committee. Players make all the decisions in this league. The officials still in conversation with the athletes. Geyer's back. You see the pump of the fist there. That goal will stand. And it is a 6-4 ball game. Courtney, I've been doing my darndest to check whether or not Nicole Levy's ever had a 4-goal game in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. I can't seem to find one. I do see a 3-goal, 3-assist game against Team Waters a season ago, but Levy has been the driving force in the first 20 minutes tonight. If you're just tuning in with us, Team Colson in the purple, a 6-4 advantage. Levy with 4 strikes, including a 2-pointer already. If you're wondering, the Athletes Unlimited record for most goals in a single game is held by Charlotte North. North had 6 a summer ago. Charlotte will be in the nightcap game, playing with Team Marino against Team Reed. Team Colson has picked off 5 straight draws. More possession for them as we grow late in this opening half. sun peeking through the clouds. It's a good versus evil type sky, Courtney. To our left from the booth, really good. To the right, somewhat evil. Let's hope that the evil is all going in that direction and there's no more weather delay on the horizon. Levy back behind the cage.
You could see some of the defensive players with their hands over their eyes. I assume this would be difficult potentially for Katie Glynn as well, especially shots coming from this side of the field.
Mastriani heaved that one high, backed up on the end line by Levy. Courtney, you had a chance to chat with Team Colson's Nicole Levy prior to the game, and you didn't think that she'd be attacking so much from the X. She did it right there, and she lost possession.
You know, they just wanted to change things up from their last game. Team Colson, they had lost to Marino's team 5-9 on Thursday, and she just felt like she could be better utilized and not spending all of her time in one area. Obviously, it's proved to be fruitful, but she liked her matchup there. Sometimes it's just a matter of who you get.
Apuzzo carving in against Colson. That pass is low. It'll get away from Fortunato. It's goose back over, but this is an over and back against Team Apuzzo. Just 2 minutes left in this quarter. The scoring in this frame is even at 1 goal apiece. Remember, there are 20 points available for all 14 players on the roster when you win the individual scoring in 1 quarter. Good to see Meg Gowdy jogging ahead with the ball. She has returned after that scare. Taking the shot up high from Grace Griffin, who was ejected with a red card a few minutes ago. Closing in on the move, getting to the outside, it's McCool. She jams on the brakes, working against the rookie Detweiler, who's been very sound in her first season as a pro. Levy on the flip for Ohlmiller. 22 seconds to shoot, 1:14 in the quarter. Ohlmiller rolling back against Hawkins. Here comes the help from Simpkins. Ohlmiller fires and scores! There was a whistle, though, prior to the shot. A whistle prior to the shot. No goal for Kylie Ohlmiller. No goal. It stays 6-4 for Team Colson.
That's a tough one for Kylie Ohlmiller, Joe. We have to remember, this is her first season back after being out last year from Athletes Unlimited, and she has been just starting to get into her groove offensively, her signature lefty shiftiness.
Shot clock is turned off. Team Colson in purple can win the quarter if they convert on this trip. 30 seconds to go in the second. Sharp angle off the outside of the post. Taylor, though, sprinting to the end line, closest to the ball where and when it leaves the field, gets possession. That's a caused turnover for Courtney Taylor. That's something she specializes in. When you get one of those, you get 14 points for your individual leaderboard tally. Apuzzo in the final 9 ticks. Finds Sammy Jo Tracy. A whirling dervish inside. Waters made the save. Sammy Jo gets the rebound back. One more pass. Score! Geyer's back with a buzzer beater.
Sam Geyer's back. She knows what pressure situations look like. This started off with Sammy Jo Tracy taking a shot on her best friend, Kaylee Waters. That ball ricocheted out. And as Sammy Jo got that possession yet again, finding Geyer's back. 2 Tar Heels who didn't play together, but those two have benefited. It's all about the Tar Heel way. Sam Geyer's back from Sammy Jo Tracy. It is now just a 1-goal game for Team Colson.
Geyer's back. Electric when she gets the ball in her cross. A wicked left-handed finish. And that steals the second quarter for Team Apuzzo. They outscore Team Colson 2-1 in that second frame. So everybody wearing purple picks up 20 points on their leaderboard tally, which brings us to the halftime break. Maria Trivalpiece standing by with Nicole Levy. Apologies for the difficulties. We'll get that sorted out as we step away to commercial break. Fans enjoying a Saturday night in Sparks, Maryland. Team Colson against Team Apuzzo. This one's been a back and forth high-scoring affair. Great goals at both ends. We'll have plenty coming up at the half in just a moment. Time flies when you're having fun. 20 minutes complete here at USA Lacrosse HQ. Halfway home in the matchup between Team Colson and Team Apuzzo on ESPN. When it comes to being an Athletes Unlimited captain, this is not Lizzie Colson's first kick at the can.
Being a captain is stressful, honestly. If anyone tells you it's not, it's probably Sam Apuzzo, and she's just very good at it. The draft is, I mean, my palms were sweating. You know, it's fun to go in with the plan, but your plan does not mean anything after round one. And so I think being a captain means you have to be flexible in that. You have to be accommodating of that. And then everyone wants to win, so it is competitive. And it's kind of cutthroat, but, you know, we all want to win. We're all competitive, and it's a lot of fun to be a captain.
In week 2, you can bet Lizzie's play is going to be very inspirational. Folks, please do stay right there with us. More to come at the half here in Sparks. When we return, we learn more about competitors who happen to be dear friends. Those Flowers got a big drink of rainwater. 70-minute weather delay before Team Colson took on Team Apuzzo. When we return, it's 6-5 at the half for Team Colson. It was a spectacular first half for Nicole Levy. And when we're back, we'll provide a review straight ahead after these messages. Having a great time on a Saturday night at USA Lacrosse headquarters with Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse, presented by Air National Guard. Joe Beninati, Courtney Martinez-Connor with you. 6-5 for Team Colson after 20 minutes of play. Courtney, when you analyze the offense for Team Colson, yeah, sure, I know you're going to say Nicole Levy, but what was the driving force in getting the ball to number 28?
You know, they were moving it, they were sharing it, they were changing their positions on the field. All of that very important to get the defense shifting.
And then once the ball landed in Nicole Levy's cross, she was outrageously accurate.
Nicole Levy, you love watching her play on the field because you just know she's having fun. She has the ability to shoot from long range. She likes to be creative with her fakes. But most importantly, it's her IQ. Her ability to just see the field, everything, it's like it's in slow motion for her. That was a 2-point goal behind goal line extended. It's only the second one that we've ever seen. And then again, excellent dodging inside.
Team Colson went cold the last 8 minutes of the opening half. We are getting you set for the second 20 minutes. Quarters 3 and 4 soon to roll. Team Colson against Team Apuzzo, and back with the third in just a few moments. skies don't look so menacing anymore over USA Lacrosse headquarters in Sparks, Maryland, where Team Colson has a 6-5 advantage after 20 minutes of play. Before we start the third quarter, here's Maria Tribalpiece. She had a chance to catch up with Sam Apuzzo.
Sam Apuzzo told me that her team came out a little flat at the beginning of that first half, but the way that the end of the first half is exactly how she wants them to play in this next 2 quarters. She said, when we're scoring, it's with intensity and energy, and we need to bring that right here.
Sam Apuzzo and Lindsay McCone, Maria, they're enjoying the music before we start the third, and we have a chance to chat with Lizzie Colson. Lizzie, your team went cold there offensively for quite a while. How do you spark them back at that end of the field?
Yeah, I think we just took the half to reset, get re-energized, and just get excited to be back out here. I think we're ready to go. Linz, I'm inside.
Lizzie, we appreciate it. Get back to work. Draw control for Sam Apuzzo as she finds Courtney Taylor. So it was the last 2 goals of the quarter provided by Geyersbach, which helped Apuzzo steal the frame. So they win the 20 points in the second quarter. 20 points available now in quarter number 3 as Amanda Johansson jogs into work. 6-on-6 at this end of the field. Season number 3 of Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. Championship season number 4. Softball originating from Rosemont, Illinois. We wish all of our colleagues and athletes the very best as that season unfolds all across the ESPN family of networks. This is Apuzzo driving in, last year's runner-up. She sent that one wide. Had Marie McCool skipping a rope. As Courtney Fortunato will bring it in off the sideline. Courtney, part of a family that was highly invested in skiing when she was growing up. Quick passing to the inside, that's flexed wide of the goal. Courtney said all those ski trips really brought the family together.
You know, oftentimes when you can do any activity, whether it's with your team or your friends, you just enjoy yourself. You get to know one another. So many of these players on the field love to go skiing, love to play pickleball. They just love doing anything competitive together. I know when my family gets on the slopes, it's who can ride and get on the hardest trails.
It was a rare discussion with Fortunato as Aldave has the ball back behind the cage for Team Colson. This is Mastriani hesitating. But Fortunato didn't like lacrosse when she first played it. She was a big soccer fan at the beginning. Now, though, loving the sport through a tremendous career at Notre Dame and with Athletes Unlimited. Mastriani, who played with Team USA last summer on a World Championship title contender and winner. Lindsay McCone with 14 seconds to shoot. There's a 60-second shot clock in Athletes Unlimited. Sun glaring through the clouds now. This game originally delayed by some 70 minutes due to inclement weather in the area. McCool on the sweep. Shot clock violation against Team Colson. Another turnover.
Excellent defense for Team Apuzzo in orange. However, as we look at this leaderboard, this game has been split. Each team has earned 20 points between the respective first and second quarters. Both of them had a win in their very first game of this 3-game series this weekend. So a lot of orange, a lot of gold.
And a goal for Team Orange from Ramsey. That sneaks one past Kaylee Waters. We're level at 6.
Team Apuzzo with the ball. Ramsey, like the little hop, skip, and a jump on McCone. A little bit of height differentiation there. Oftentimes mismatches like that can be advantageous for one side, and Ramsey capitalizing as the score is now tied. Apuzzo having 3 of the last goals, the first of this third quarter.
Katie Ramsey, the former AP art student, 5 years at Southern Cal. She never missed a game in her Women of Troy career. The cool thing about Katie Ramsey at the beginning, she was a part-time goalie growing up. And then Courtney, she told us, you know what, I hated getting hit in the shins so often, so it was enough of that. She'd rather score goals, as she did right there, giving Sam Apuzzo's squad a 6-6 draw.
You know, I love the fact that she still thinks of herself with that underdog mentality. When I said, you're in the pros now, what do we need to have that underdog mentality for? And many of these players just still use that to motivate themselves to continue proving that they can play at the highest levels.
And you talked about the height disparity. Ramsey is a tall target, listed at 6 foot. She has the ball here. Working against Mastriani. Graceful at both ends of the field, number 21 in purple. 20 seconds to shoot for Geiersbach, who had 2 tallies in the opening half. Johansson's been quiet so far. That won't last for long. Here she comes, lets it go, and scores!
Amanda Johansson loves her righty sweeps. She was a former collegiate assistant coach at Hofstra. Has the second most leaderboard points ever in an entire weekend with 576, and you can see why. She has the ability to turn the corner. Again, a bit of a height difference, uses it to her advantage, gets her stick high and away, and is able to snap it down low. And you also see her at the draw circle. She's so good with there again with that long extension, able to outreach many of those players.
To the cheers of the lacrosse faithful here in Sparks, Maryland, Johansson on the board. 4 unanswered goals for Team Apuzzo. It's the first time Team Apuzzo has led since Dempsey Arsenal gave him a 1-0 lead back in the first. Closing in on the 4-minute mark of the third quarter. Team Marino and Team Reed coming up later in the nightcap on ESPN2. Draw control possession for Johansson and right into a fast break. Amanda to the cage, she scores! Lightning in a bottle, back to back.
I feel like I'm foretelling the future a little bit here. I just had talked about Amanda Johansson off of her last righty sweep. How she has a tremendous advantage at the draw circle. That extension with her arm, the height, and she is fast. Off to the races. She has scored 2 goals back-to-back, 9 seconds apart. And Team Apuzzo has taken the lead here in this third quarter. They are not looking back. It looks like they are taking those adjustments to heart.
The team's chasing the 20 points for winning the individual scoring per quarter. Team Apuzzo leads this third frame 3-0. Strikes from Ramsey and then a 2-spot from Johansson, as Apuzzo again will look to direct this draw to one of her mates. Against Marie McCool. As we welcome you back to action, we are at USA Lacrosse headquarters in Sparks, Maryland. Season 3 of Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. It's presented by Air National Guard. In this third quarter, Team Apuzzo in orange has erupted offensively. Amanda Johansson with back-to-back strikes, changing the tenor of this game and now giving the team in orange a 2-point cushion.
The strategies that Team Apuzzo wanted to have, having no lulls, win the draw battle, capitalize in transition, and just build on their team chemistry. And I think this third quarter epitomizes all of that.
As they scrap for the ground ball, it comes up. 2 points there for Sam Geiersbach. We'll be drawing your attention to an overall leaderboard. It's ever-changing. The unique scoring system for Athletes Unlimited. The points that add up and fall off rather quickly depending upon how you perform statistically and how you as a team perform overall. With 5 minutes to go in the third, Team Apuzzo has the 2-point advantage. Move it up top. This is Ramsey. She started the scoring in the third. Johansson fires. That's rejected by Waters, who saw it all the way. 3/4 of the field at that end enveloped in shadow. Bright sunshine at this end of the field as Emma Trenchard runs to the light. Team Colson has gone cold. No goals in the last 13 minutes. They do not have a shot in this third quarter alone. Naslonsky bumped to the ditch. She'll spin back out and play catch with Marie McCool. Veteran midfielder going to work against Arsenal. Team USA teammates squaring off as adversaries now in the pro ranks. McCool has Arsenal hung up. On a sneak attack, she turns and fires just wide of Katie Glynn. Backed up on the inline by Nicole Levy, who couldn't miss in the opening half. Nicole had 4 goals. Great pass. Better save there. Glenn with highway robbery on Oldmiller. Less than 4 minutes to go in the third.
The defense just continues to get better and better, shutting down their one-on-one situations. Those matchups are having a tough time getting around them. But then the feeds inside, those are locked tight as well.
Team Apuzzo in orange, all 3 goals in this third quarter. They lead the frame in the quest for those 20 points. They picked up 20 for winning the second quarter 2-1. This sidewinding shot deflected away by Waters. Sammy Jo Tracy pulling the trigger there. Then Apuzzo makes the steal. Apuzzo keeps this alive, and she was fouled on the outside. Fired up is the captain for the team in orange. There's a timeout on the field with Team Apuzzo on top. Amanda Johansson has found the hot hand in this third quarter, giving her squad the advantage. Folks, there's plenty more PLL action coming your way tomorrow. We have the Water Dogs, speaking of dogs, and Archers at 3 Eastern on ABC and ESPN+, followed by the Whip Snakes and Chaos. The one game there between the Whip Snakes and Chaos available on ESPN+. Both games coming from Ford Center, the Dallas Cowboys Indoor Stadium in Frisco, Texas. In this action tonight, Team Apuzzo has rallied. You can see they took the second. They have control of the third to the tune of an 8-6 advantage. As we go into the game, the players are wearing mics for us. We listen in on Sam Geyer's back.
Go ahead, do it, Katie. Wow. Such a fun D. It's been a minute. I can talk to all you guys. Super fun. It's fun there. Yeah. Usually Meg's over here. Yes, Grace. Yes, Grace! Yes! Let's go. Good job. Good job. Good job, you guys. Yeah! Let's go. Good job. Let's go. Great job, Sam. Thank you. Good job, Ella.
Sam Geyer's back has never met a goal-scoring celebration she didn't like. She cashed in a couple of times to close the first half scoring summary for Team Apuzzo. Just a reminder, Team Apuzzo playing one player down with Grace Griffin assessed a red card in the opening 20 minutes and ejected from the game.
And not that you ever want to be a teammate down, but sometimes it just gives you a little bit more pep in your step. You know that you have to really dig deep. Instead of having a roster of 14, they're now down to 13, but that includes the backup keeper, so that's just 12 field players.
Team Colson has to find a way to trigger its offense. The gang in purple has gone scoreless over the last 15 minutes. And aside from Marie McCool, who started the scoring for Team Colson, it's only been Nicole Levy after that, with her 4 goals, including one of them a 2-pointer. Other than that, the offense has been chilly for Team Colson, number 35 in the purple. As she matches up against Sam Apuzzo, just a reminder, this is the first of 2. It's game 9 of 24 this season, but Moreno and Reed, the goaltending clash, will be the nightcap on ESPN2 with Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. Stay with us between games. We'll be keeping you company as Geyer's back rolls and fires, sending it wide. Keep our studio based here in Sparks. Courtney and I will detail a number of items on the agenda and also preview a bit of Athletes Unlimited softball for you. Apuzzo outside the two-point arc against Dowdy. From the bad angle, it's kicked away by Waters and taken off the turf by Colson. Help comes on the clear from McCool. And away comes Emma Trenchard. She's bumped by Arsenal. Dempsey Arsenal covers so much ground. 18 in the orange.
She does. She has incredibly long strides on the field. She just glides everywhere. Next thing you know, she's from point A to point B. This does feel like it's been a long time since Team Colson and the purple jerseys have been on offense. Haven't touched the ball too much on this side of the field.
They haven't scored in nearly 17 minutes. Levy has it, floats it over the top there. That's over Naslonsky's cross. Aldave will sneak. Her pass into tight quarters for Oldmiller. That's a tough catch. Only 2 shots attempted by Team Colson in this third frame. They lose possession again.
You know, and you just have to think a timeout. It's been 3 straight goals for Apuzzo here in the third.
Taylor looking for one. She yanked that shot wide.
But then when you tackle in the final 2 of that second quarter, that's 5 straight goals for Apuzzo. Oftentimes, these captains, when they are on the field, they're forgetting that they have in their hip pocket some timeouts to use. They just get into the flow of the game. That's what facilitators are there to help them remember things like that.
Facilitator for Team Apuzzo is Amber Hill. Amber's a former Athletes Unlimited goalie. She played in season 1. And prior to this weekend, she had never lost as a facilitator. She was 12-0, suffered a setback to start. Second time tonight we've seen Meg Dowdy down on the field after this.
And we are seeing another card. Unfortunately, Meg Dowdy being the recipient of another shot. An errant shot again without shooting space or 3 seconds. You have to be very aware of your shot. Defensive player Courtney Taylor in transition on that last one.
As Lynn Bauer speaks to Courtney, you can see this conversation going on. It sounds as if number 20's done for the game. Another red card has been assessed.
And Joe, if you remember, earlier it was reviewed Sam Geyer's back. After a shot deflection, it hit the arm of Marie McCool. But the call on the field stood. They did not assess a card in that situation.
So for the second time tonight, Meg Dowdy receiving treatment from the athletic trainers. Courtney Taylor is going to be told that she is through for the night in similar fashion as Grace Griffin, who was ejected in the first for a shot that caught Meg above the goggles. As a result, a Team Colson that needs an offensive burst will get to play player up here for an extended amount of time with just 1:26 remaining in the third.
That's right. Obviously, you don't want to see any player on the receiving end of a red card or having one doled out, but you have to capitalize in this situation. You are going to be a player up. They've been struggling to score offensively, Team Colson, so they can use this as an advantage. A little bit of motivation the second time for poor Meg Dowdy.
Officials tonight: Ronnie Anton, Patty Kletcher-Porter, Devin Holcomb, Kim Kramer, Lynn Bowers, the table official. Sloppy work there from Team Colson, giving the ball to Team Apuzzo, playing one player down as this will skip past Detweiler. Can she chase it? And she does along the sideline. Johansson to clear. So Team Apuzzo, a player down. Amanda Johansson waiting for help. She won't get reinforcements. Not with Taylor off in the sin bin. Final 48 seconds of the third quarter. Team Apuzzo about to win that frame since they've outscored Team Colson 3-0 in this 10 minutes. 20 points available for the quarter wins, 45 overall. When you win the overall game, Arsenal with a short-handed strike.
Oof, and that's tough for Team Colson. They had the extra player on the field. They took the risk. It didn't work out for them. double team on the ball, but then Dempsey Arsenault beating her one-on-one. She had a ways to go, a lot of green in front of her, but that speed, she covers so much ground. And in transition, weak hand up, she scores yet another one for Team Apuzzo.
Dempsey Arsenault, who was Sam Apuzzo's first choice in the draft back on Monday. Once we're through with the games tomorrow night, games you can see on ESPNU, once we're through, the top 4 on the leaderboard will be the newly minted captains. They'll draft new squads on Monday. A shorthanded goal from Arsenault, 4 unanswered in this third quarter alone, and Apuzzo is starting to cruise.
Cruise it is. Dempsey said whenever she and Sam are together, they just seem to have a lot of momentum, whether it's at the draw, scoring goals. Last week they were against one another, and she doesn't like that too much, and neither does Sam's dog. The dog was barking a whole lot as Sam's parents had him in the stands.
Courtney, 6 unanswered goals for Team Apuzzo. Shot clock is turned off. Final possession of quarter 3. The offside call. Green card has been assessed. Possession for Team Apuzzo in the orange. 15 seconds away from banking another 20 points for all 14 players on the roster. Arsenault jetting in, looking to Fortunato. Give and go. Nice defense there by McCone. As Trenchard comes up with the ground ball. We are through with 3. Waters heave-ho, and away you go. 3/4 of the way through regulation, and it's Team Apuzzo on top by 3.
On top by 3 with another 20 points for the entire team, right in their hip pocket. But don't count Team Colson out, because they are fast and energetic.
They'll have to work against Katie Glynn and Team Apuzzo, and Ella Simpkins as well, leading the defensive charge. To the 4th with you after these words. Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse on ESPN is sponsored by Air National Guard and by Aspiration, a global leader in financing climate impact. We've played 3 quarters in front of a very appreciative crowd in Sparks, Maryland. Team Colson has gone cold offensively. The last 6 goals belonging to Team Apuzzo. It's a 9-6 advantage heading to the 4th. Melissa Hawkins and Ali Mastriani, a couple of Jersey girls who've gone on to play professionally in Athletes Unlimited, great friends, now adversaries this weekend.
Mel and I grew up in the same town, Bridgewater Raritan, and kind of ever since we were really little, we
rec softball is kind of where we started, I guess, and basketball.
Definitely through sports, we played every single sport, and we played every single sport together on the same team. It's just been super fun. I don't think many childhood best friends get to say that they get to play professional lacrosse together.
Getting out here in open fields and stuff, being together just feels like, you know, what we grew up with together.
a lot of our hometown friends will text us or send us pictures of when they see us on TV together, and the fact that we've seen each other through every stage of our lives and then we get to experience this together is very special.
It is great to see them having fun out there on the field court with Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. They're at opposite ends of the spectrum this time around, but you never know. They could be teammates before too long in the remaining 2 weeks of this summer season.
That's what's so exciting about Athletes Unlimited. You get 3 games, and then we shuffle players around again after the draft. So always new looks, keeping it fresh for the fans.
Team Apuzzo plays Team Marino tomorrow. That's a 7:30 p.m. Eastern start. You can see it on ESPNU. Team Colson tomorrow, they get Team Reed. Sunday festivities, 5 p.m. on ESPNU. Joe and Courtney in the booth. Maria Trivalpiece is our sideline reporter. Tip of the cap to all the men and women in our crew. 4th quarter set to unfold. Team Marino against Team Reed just warming up. They'll play in the nightcap tonight on ESPN2 as Arsenault gets control of the draw. Beautiful flick to Apuzzo as she turns and looks for cover. In game, these are the players doing the most on the scoreboard just in this game alone. So just teams dressed in orange and purple. The overall leaderboard, Sam Apuzzo again with Taylor Marino. Those two waging battles at the top of it as we're nearly halfway through season 3.
Joe, a statistic that you want to see is out-hustling the opponent, having more draws. Team Apuzzo's won in that category. It's even in terms of ground balls.
So they balance up now for Team Apuzzo after the red card was assessed. The short-handed situation didn't hurt. In fact, Dempsey Arsenault scored a short-handed goal in the wake of the Courtney Taylor red card. Courtney Taylor and Grace Griffin both ejected from this one as Waters makes the stop. And she'll look to clear. As Team Colson will clear, Waters doing the honors. We have a chair chat with Grace Griffin. All right, Grace, can't feel good to see yourself in a position where you can't help your mates. What went through your mind as you took that shot?
Yeah, I know. That was just a tough play, and I feel terrible about it. But yeah, I just saw an opening. I think my hands were just a little bit too extended on my shot, which lost some control in there. I'm glad Meg's okay, but definitely like lesson learned, and I'm proud of my team for having my back and really stepping up.
And then you have another teammate who decided to join you and not keep you alone on the sideline. Grace, we talked about you as a multi-captain at Maryland. What are those qualities that you see in captains, whether it's here at Athletes Unlimited, that make them so successful?
Yeah, I think, with the structure of the league as well, with new teams every week, I think Sam's a great example. Obviously, as a captain, she's been in that role a ton of times, week after week, and I think it's just playing to each other's strengths, having each other's back, and trusting each other. Because we don't have a lot of time to play together necessarily within the week, it's really just trusting each other out on the field and bringing out the best in each other and pulling each other up.
Grace Griffin's kind enough to join us for a chair chat. You know, throughout her career in Athletes Unlimited, teams that have been captained by Sam Apuzzo have been known for big comebacks. It's happening again tonight. What is it about number 14 that allows her to inspire her mates to make these rallies?
Yeah, I think she leads by example. Like, she is a true competitor. She brings out the best in others, and how hard she's working on the field and how hard she's going, it really makes you want to work just as hard, and you never give up. Right there, just hustling after a turnover and then bringing out the best in one another. That was an amazing play by Sam and Dempsey.
When you guys made the change on the field, you have scored 6 goals that have gone unanswered. What can you attribute that to? What was the switch that flipped?
I think it was just playing with a little bit more urgency, and I think everyone on the field is doing a really great job of doing the little things right, playing out every single ground ball, being there, playing together. I think we made a good adjustments on defense as well, and not letting the things outside of our control affect us on the field.
Defensively, Team Apuzzo in orange digging in. Andy Aldavi comes up with a scoop as Kylie Ohlmiller sets the table for Levy, who had the hot hand in the opening half. 4 goals for the veteran attacker. Grace Griffin continues to chat with us from the chair as Ohlmiller looks to draw 2 defenders. Grace, when you take shots at Katie Glynn, your netminder, what is it that makes her the backbone of the defense?
Yeah, I think she's just really steady. She holds her position really well. She's able to read shooters really well, and I think she just puts in the work.
Levy ends a long drought for Team Colson and picks up her 5th of the game.
Grace, what was the breakdown defensively in this last goal? Levy seems to be so lethal all over the field.
Yeah, I think Levy's just really doing a great job working on the crease, and I think she just did a great job being deceptive, using her stick. She has a great stick, and she had an inch, and she took it and was able to get that ball in the back of the net.
Nicole Levy with 5 goals in this contest, ending a drought of better than 22 minutes for Team Colson. The first goal of the 4th quarter, giving this margin to 9-7. With Nicole Levy goggles up and enjoying all of these festivities. Grace, thanks very much for your time. We appreciate it. And make sure you stay in the next game tomorrow, will you?
Yeah, yep, that's the goal. Thank you, guys.
As the officials confer, table official Lynn Bowers has determined that that's a 2 for Nicole Levy, her 2nd 2 and her 5th overall goal.
Let's take one more look. Nicole Levy has already scored 1 2-pointer. She did that in the first quarter. And now that we are in the 4th, this time she lands on her feet as opposed to a nice little rollout. She seems to have that move down pat. That's just the 3rd time we've seen that this season. First one to Charlotte North and twice today with Nicole Levy.
A monster performance for Nicole Levy. Those 2-point goals are 16 points for you individually. You get 12 for the, quote, normal goal. She has 5 overall strikes today and 2 twos. The only thing that hurts would be the turnover story. If she has a lot of turnovers, those are -10, and Nicole will play a risk-reward kind of game.
She will. She said before the game, we want to take a lot more risks on the field offensively, see what we can get into the groove of. And, you know, it's definitely working out for her from X behind the goal cage. You like to see it happening. And they're only behind by 1 point right now. So I wouldn't even expect that because 6 straight goals from Team Apuzzo, and they've barely touched the ball.
Unofficially, when we check the box score, Nicole Levy has only 1 turnover assessed. So it has been a huge stat point night for her. Team Apuzzo in the orange. That pass crossed up Geyer's back. It bounces out of play. And now Team Colson with a 2-point strike from Levy in the 4th, leading in the 4th quarter by the 2-0 score and trailing by just 1 in the overall count. Another close game in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse.
Sometimes that's all you need, just a little push. That 2-point goal by Levy as opposed to 1 has closed the gap. It doesn't seem so far out of reach at this point. And now they can roll. Defense just caused a turnover. How do you keep generating offense? Some quick motions.
Off the flip, Aldave spins with a question mark move. Oldmiller hanging out outside the 2-point arc. Lets it go. She scores! Kylie Oldmiller.
Joe, it looks like a yellow card is being assessed to Kylie for a dangerous follow-through.
No goal. They're going to take that one down. Chance for us to step away. The dangerous shot, the dangerous follow-through on Oldmiller keeps it a 9-8 lead for the gang in orange. Team Apuzzo trying to hang on down the stretch. Folks, the next stop on the F1 circuit, the Belgian Grand Prix at the legendary Spa circuit tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 a.m. Pacific on ESPN, ESPN Deportes, and ESPN Plus. The Grand Prix Sunday pre-race coverage beginning at 7:30 a.m. Eastern. Red Bull's Max Verstappen. He's won 7 straight times. We are in the fourth quarter with Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. The 2-point goal from Nicole Levy has Team Colson in the driver's seat in the fourth in the quest for those 20 points. We have a whole bunch of access to the players. We have them wearing microphones. Time for us to go into the game with Captain Lizzie Colson.
Wait, Kaylee, that was so I literally stopped playing. I thought they called it. I'm so sorry.
No, I did too. I let up too because it so clearly hit Marie.
It was so obvious.
I was like, okay.
Yeah, same.
And even when the ball was
this better be called. But you got hit in the face though. Yeah.
It was like, I swear to God.
Yeah. That's literally why we stopped. It was like that obvious.
One thing.
Kaylee, good job. So good.
All right, let's go.
Guys, let's celebrate everything. All the little plays, like Andy said, we're taking care of it between the lines, so let's just celebrate that. Here we go.
Lizzie Colson exhorting the troops. Lizzie had 4 caused turnovers in the game against Team Marino, and she told us that were she not a lacrosse player, she'd be playing tennis. I understand that Lizzie has her ears on. Tennis, Lizzie? Down the line or a cross-court forehand? What's your favorite?
I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking saying tennis. I guess forehand. That would be it. Honestly, the rate of Athletes Unlimited this summer, we're going golf, I think. We're playing a lot of golf this summer.
Well, we'd like to see you tee it up.
Yeah, next week.
Lizzie, it's just a 1-goal game.
Yeah.
The momentum seems to have shifted in your direction. What can you attribute that to?
I think just keeping our head in it, keeping our head on our shoulders here. We have a pretty big opportunity to win this next ball, man down. So I think it's just focusing on...
Lizzie, we enjoy talking with you, even when Kaylee Waters steals your airtime. We're gonna ride with you, Lizzie. So when play resumes, we're taking your microphone live, okay?
All right, sounds good.
Talk it up, please.
Right here, Levy. Yeah. Ball's in left. Yep, I'm with you, Marie. I'm with you. Yep. With you. I'm on. Yeah, I'm on. Yeah, Meg, I hear you. Where's two? I'm on. Two high. High. Middle. Switch. All right, you guys, that was a good run.
Despite all that defensive conversation, Geiersbach cashes in for her hat trick goal.
Up the circle. Here you go, man. Yeah, we'll win this quarter.
Dempsey Arsenal with the vision. The feed down low. This was a man-up situation for Team Apuzzo. Anytime you can capitalize with that extra player on the field, so very important. We already saw them do a shorthanded goal earlier as well.
Folks, for every assist during this year's Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse season, Aspiration committed to planting 10 trees heading into this weekend of play. Lacrosse athletes picking up 42 different helpers, so that means 420 trees to be planted with the assists from Aspiration. Apuzzo inside the draw circle with McCool. Precious possession now with less than 4 minutes to go in the fourth. Team Colson, Lizzie there had a chance to come up on that first-time ground ball. The officials award her possession. With 3:20 remaining in what is a 2-point game.
The entire second half was initially dominated by Team Apuzzo. They came out firing despite being down 5-6 at the half. That 2-point goal from Levy gave them some renewed resilience. Kylie Ohlmiller almost tying things up, but then Team Colson being awarded, unfortunately, that yellow card, so they did not get the game-tying goal.
Levy there. Got sandwiched defensively. Detweiler helping out with Simpkins. There's a whistle. And Levy, who has 5 goals already tonight, including a couple of 2-pointers, will have the chance to fire away from free position. Against Katie Glynn. An end zone look. The officials getting everybody in line. Levy, a chance to tie the Athletes Unlimited record for goals here. Bounces and scores! It's her 6th.
A big 2-point goal. Nicole Levy, she knew she had a defensive player right behind her looking for that check. A huge quick start. Her foot seems to be over the line. She had to be over the line in order to get that without having a stick check from behind, but nevertheless very well placed on the field at the goal. It's all about power and placement from those free position shots.
Courtney, it looked like we had visual evidence there that Levy was inside the 8-meter key. The officials are going to check it out at the table. If this is a 1-point goal, as we presume, the score will be 10-9. Levy tying Charlotte North for most goals in a single game in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse history. She has 6 tonight. This one should be marked down as a 1 when you see where her plant foot lands. That would be indisputable.
You know, I'd say the only thing if the ball was already out of her stick, but that was clearly not the case. They have made a change on the field, so it is just a 1-point goal.
10-9. Team Colson, trying to win the 20 points for the 4th quarter, has a 3-1 advantage over Team Apuzzo. That's how they've rallied into this game. Every moment counts with Athletes Unlimited. In Season 3, we began the inaugural season in 2021 in the Metro DC area. We played at Maureen Hendricks Field. Taylor Cummings, the great Maryland Tuaraton Award winner, was the initial champion. Taylor Moreno, last season's champion, and you'll see Taylor Moreno in the nightcap tonight. Johansson gets control of the ball for Team Apuzzo in orange, and she spots Dempsey Arsenal as Team Apuzzo looks to hang on, clinging to a 1-point lead.
About 45 seconds on the shot clock. We're going to see a couple more opportunities for Team Colson to even things out, but they need a big defensive stop here.
Sammy Jo Tracy will bring it below the goal line and leave it there for Geyersbach, who has a hat trick herself tonight. Sam Geyersbach away from Katrina Geiger. This is a soft and easy catch for Kaylee Waters off the change of possession. An opportunity for Team Colson to tie or perhaps take the lead. Hard to see that pass through the sun. A game that was originally delayed, a weather delay, some 70 minutes. We were supposed to be a 5 p.m. Eastern time start. We didn't really get going till about 6:15. Marie McCool jogging in with 1:39 to go. Courtney, you would think you got to go right back to the hot hand somehow in Nicole Levy. It's Mastriani, though, taking matters into her own hands. She lost it. Ball down, and Detweiler goes the other way. Team Apuzzo playing 2 players short. They've had both Grace Griffin ejected in this game for a red card situation. Same for Courtney Taylor, and yet still they prevail with just over a minute to go.
You know, it's all about possession, being smart with the ball, letting the clock do the work, as well as moving the ball as quickly that you can. You don't need to run anything. Let the ball do the work, take your time. They haven't looked to slow down a single step, which I think is so important, despite those 2 players down.
18 seconds in the shot clock, 42 now on the game. Apuzzo drags it back behind the cage. Plays a 2-person game there. Sneaks around, tries to stuff it. Backed up by Sammy Jo Tracy, 4 seconds to shoot. Sammy Jo turns the corner. Shot clock violation against Team Apuzzo. So here we go. 23 seconds left. Can Team Colson in purple tie it or perhaps win it? Will they take a timeout? It's Emma Trenchard bringing it across the midline. Down to 10 seconds left. And we do hear the whistle, the timeout called by Team Colson facilitator Catherine Conway. There are no coaches in Athletes Unlimited. The facilitators are helpers, they're advisors, they're organizers on draft day.
You know, a tremendous timeout call. She was waiting for that ball to cross the midline. That way it's in their scoring area. Colson was trying to help clear the ball with Kaylee Waters, so there's no way that she had time or the wherewithal to make that timeout. So you rely on those facilitators to help you out.
10-9 with 11 seconds left. Should be a really exciting finish as we get you set for our next ESPN WNBA game. Tomorrow afternoon, East Coast, West Coast matchup. Brianna Stewart and the Liberty against Nneka Ogwumike and the Sparks. 4 Eastern, 1 Pacific. Coverage tipping with the WNBA countdown at 3:30 Eastern and 12:30 Pacific. Just a reminder, folks, it's the first of 2 games. Once Apuzzo and Colson settle matters, Courtney and I will carry you through the time between games leading up to Team Marino and Team Reed. But for now, we have to settle matters on the field. Geyer's back, wondering if her last strike, her third of the game, will prove to be the eventual game winner.
Joe, I like how the camera showed that split screen. Each team, they were very emphatic in their game plan. Who's going to have the ball for Team Colson? Who's going to be on the ball defensively for Team Apuzzo? And 2 stark midfielders.
6-on-6, Mastriani going to the goal. Stick check there by Arsenal. Mastriani will try it again. Fires! Just missing on Katie Glynn. At the end line, the officials closest to the ball when it leaves the field gets possession, but time expires. We are done with 40 minutes, and Team Apuzzo hangs on, improving to 2-0 this weekend. Team Colson, despite 6 goals from that player right there, Nicole Levy, falling to 0-2. This one by the 10-9 final count.
Team Colson seems to be making huge strides. Just a 1-goal loss, a very talented team, but Team Apuzzo, another win just by 1 goal. They always seem to squeak it out. It's that will to win. Captain Sam Apuzzo just giving them that extra competitive edge.
Team Colson won the first quarter. They won the 4th quarter. Everybody on the roster banking 20 points when you win an individual frame, but 45 points in the winner's circle for Team Apuzzo. In the wake of this Team Apuzzo win, Maria Tribalpiece has Dempsey Arsenault standing by.
Dempsey, another 1-point win for your team. How do they stay so composed in those final seconds?
Everyone just really had each other's back. I give props to Sam. She's awesome and such a great leader. So we all looked to her, but everyone played so well.
Sam Geyersbach scored at the end of the first half. How did that change the momentum?
I think we all just trusted each other, and that goal was awesome. We were patient. We saw the opening. We worked to the end of the possession. So she just capitalized. She did awesome.
Your team only allowed 2 goals in that second half. What were the defensive adjustments made at halftime?
I think we just had to get our wind under us and kind of get a feel for their offense. It's so hard when you switch teams, so just getting comfortable playing against this offense, but they did awesome today.
You talk about your offense. What was working well for you guys?
We just all share the ball and build chemistry, so I think we trust each other and let the rest play out.
Thank you, Dempsey.
Thank you.
Joe?
Maria and Dempsey, we appreciate the thoughts. Dempsey Arsenault helping her team, Team Apuzzo, to a 10-9 win in this game number 9 of 24 this season. And overall, Courtney, when we watch all these games play out right down to the final buzzer, these teams, what is it about them? They're so highly competitive and so closely matched.
Closely matched. It's all about getting to mesh on and off the field. They were in that rain delay. Sam Apuzzo said her team was going to use the time to strategize a little bit while also still keeping it light and fun, and that seemed to be the best recipe for success.
Team Apuzzo smiling there for a photograph, a 10-9 winner. As we invite you to stay with us between games for the Athletes Unlimited studio show. We are hoping to have our next game at 8:20 Eastern time, the second game of the doubleheader, the goalie matchup between Team Marino and Team Reed. All the action coming your way right here on ESPN2. For Courtney, for Maria, for all the men and women in our crew, Joe Beninati, thanks for your time. Stay right there. Nicole Levy falls 1 short to Sam Geyersbach.